Welcome to VGK Today, presented by MGM Rewards, a daily podcast bringing you an inside look at the Vegas Golden Knights 2023 Stanley Cup playoff run. I'm Justin Russo with the Golden Knights on Tuesday, June 5th, and last night the VGK hammered the Florida Panthers in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final, defeating them 7-2 at the Fortress to grab a 2-0 series lead and put them just 2 wins away from capturing the Stanley Cup. Jonathan Marchessault and Brett Howden each scored twice for Vegas, while Nick Waugh, Michael Amadio, and Alec Martinez chipped in with goals as well. It was another strong performance from Aiden Hill and the Knights' defense on the back end that made this a true complete effort, and one that the Golden Knights will look to replicate as the series shifts to Florida for Game 3 on Thursday. It was a massive win for Vegas and really just a fun night overall at T-Mobile Arena as the VGK got to their game right from the opening faceoff, and the crowd was into it all night long. To fully recap last night's action, I'll now turn it over to Daren Millard.
Justin, the VGK Today podcast starts this episode by acknowledging a significant moment. Last night's 7-2 victory over Florida not only opened up a 2-0 lead in the Stanley Cup Final, but established a new franchise record for most wins in a single postseason, the 14th victory, topping the run in the expansion season. The Golden Knights are now just 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup Championship. Game 2 was another physical and at times chippy affair, featuring another display of discipline by the Golden Knights that stood opposite to Florida's march to the penalty box that included a handful of 10-minute misconducts. If the Panthers believed they could intimidate Vegas coming into the series, the approach has proven to be ineffective. The Golden Knights have not only looked the other way when baited, but the power play has cashed in on the Panthers' missteps, connecting on 2 of 4 opportunities on the power play, which included a game-opening goal by Jonathan Marchessault, who with a pair has now scored 7 goals in the last 7 games. Bruce Cassidy appreciates the contribution by the man advantage to start this final, production that Aiden Hill credits to Jonathan Marchessault, an assessment echoed by Jack Eichel, who assisted on both of his line mates' goals.
You're playing against one of the most penalized teams in the league in the regular season and the most in the playoffs, so you're going to get on the power play. That if you're working to draw your penalties. So you might as well, it's important that it's working, because if not, you can really lose momentum, and they can gain momentum from kills. So that's the importance of it right now. We score 5-on-5. We've won a lot of games without having it to perform at a high level, but it's certainly another weapon or another way to create offense that that's going to help. So it's picking a good time to get going.
Yeah, no, Marchie's been unbelievable for us all year. I mean, has a huge first goal for us tonight on the power play, and then his one in the third. I mean, that's a big goal for us too, right? They go make it 4-1. They might start to get some momentum, but next shift they come out and puts that in the net. And I have to face a shot every day. It's unbelievable. When he gets in tight, he's probably one of the hardest guys in the league to stop. So, yeah, there's a reason why he's scoring.
Marcy's pretty hot. He seems to be shooting the puck well. Just trying to communicate, move the puck. When things break down, try and make plays and support each other. And obviously, I think that's what happened on the goal there. Stevie makes a great play, and Marcy's he's got a hot hand right now, and Stoney with a great screen. So it was a good play by us.
Vegas never trailed in Game 2, leading by a pair after 1 when Alec Martinez added to the advantage. 2 more followed in the second when Nicholas Waugh and Brett Howden scored to establish a 4-0 lead.
Somebody lost a stick. Knights counter. In they go. Carrier with Watt. Waugh run off by Verhaeghe into the left corner. Waugh walks out in front and scores! Nick Waugh! 3-0 Golden Knights. 3 minutes into the second period. Looking out high, there's a broken stick in the slot now. Collision in the middle. Howden grabs the puck. Howden coming to center. Finds Stevenson. Into the zone with Stone. On the right wing, Stone. Now down the middle. Score! Howden! Brett Howden brings the crowd to its feet once again. 4-0 Knights. 13 minutes to play in the second period.
Bruce Cassidy saw a team ready to play. Eichel appreciated one of the most complete games of the postseason by his club, something Nick Waugh believes was a byproduct of that strong start.
Then goes Las Vegas Street Journal. Bruce, you said Game 6 against Dallas might have been your best game of the playoffs. Where does this one rank?
Yeah, I think still that Game 6 was probably our benchmark for the season. This was very good. Our start was good. We finished some plays, which helps. Got a big save in the breakaway early. We had a good ozone shift, so it wasn't like we had a big breakdown. It's a good play by them to sneak away. Got the save, and then special teams were good. We need them to be. Then you get to 4-0, and after the second period, I think there was parts there we might have lost our competitive edge for some shifts. And you got to be real careful of that this time of the year. It's not a January game where the team's moving on to their next opponent. So are we. So we talked about that between periods, and so I liked our game. Obviously, there's still things we'll look at that we know we can do better. But at the end of the day, I mean, it was a good performance by us. Our guys were ready to play.
It was a great effort, yeah. It was good. Killed some big penalties in the second period. Hilly made some big saves. We got some, timely goals. I think at good points in the game. We get one at the end of the first. Marty scores, and, we extend our lead, and then, getting a few in the second. And even in the third, we allow one, and then we get one right back. So, group did a good job.
I think the start, we wanted to come out strong. We knew they were going to have a push, so I think we played really good in the first.
One of the game's more unique moments occurred in the second period. Mark Stone blocked a shot, a play that broke his stick, forcing him to swing by the bench for a replacement. It was that decision that ended up sending Mark Stone in alone on a breakaway. The sequence would end in a Vegas goal by Brett Howden. It was truly a team effort. Nick Waugh witnessed it from up close, but nobody had a better view than Howden.
He blocked a shot, I'm pretty sure, and just kind of came to me, and I tried getting it out to Stevie because Stevie can skate faster than anyone. So tried getting to him, and those two made a great play, and I just tried to finish off their work.
What was it like from the bench to take in the play where Stoney breaks the stick and then gets handed a new one on the breakaway and Howden scores?
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Did you get a hit, I think, too, before? So
yeah.
That was a good sequence there. Nice pass and nice play by Always. So, yeah, that was impressive.
How nice is that, just of the equipment staff? How on top of that stuff are they?
Yeah, Jay's always doing a really great job at that. He's ready. You see him on the bench, whatever it's a face-off or a broken stick. He's always there running, and he's ready. So, it's awesome.
Vegas chased Sergei Bobrovsky in that second period and have now forced all four playoff opponents to make an in-game goalie change. For the second straight game, the Golden Knights received much better net minding by its guy, Aiden Hill, standing up to a breakaway and a Florida power play in the first period.
Pietrangelo, quick stick save. Rebound, Eichel trying to drop it in front. Sent up and out of the zone. And now a chance for Verhaeghe down the slot. The lefty shoots. Hill the save! Passes to the left, back to the right. Barkov shoots, save. Rebound is loose. Bang it away and a save. Another try right through the crease and out the back door from Barkov. Barkov on the right has the puck. Deals down to the corner with Tkachuk. Barkov at the goal line. Looks out high. Montour back to the circle and Barkov. Hard pass down low. Out in front. A stop. It's a loose puck. Trickles wide left. Into the far corner. Puck comes out high again. Fake shot. Now it's a Montour shot. Saved by Hill. And it goes out through center.
That could have easily changed momentum if Florida had scored. Count Brett Howden and Bruce Cassidy as those impressed with the role that Hill is on. A performance the goalie is truly enjoying.
Yeah, it's been so fun to watch him. Ever since he's come in, he's been so great for us. Even all year, he battled an injury earlier on in the year, and it's so cool for us to be confident with anybody who's in net. But for him, it's been pretty cool to see how he's been handling this. It's been awesome.
Ed Graney Review Journal, you talked about the breakaway save. He also had 6 on a PK. Before it got out of hand, can you judge Aiden's performance before the margin kind of grew?
Well, I mean, the third goal, again, they hadn't shot a puck in the net, you know what I mean? Like, one went in off Aiden himself, Stalls the other night. The other one went off White Cloud. Tonight's the first one went off Marty. So, I mean, he's stopping everything he's seeing, right, which is great for us and great for him. that's can be a real advantage. I mean, if you ask Florida, I didn't see every game of their previous series, but it sounds like their guy was playing unbelievable too, right? It can give your team a huge lift. You can relax. Not every mistake is magnified in those situations. So, it's what's required this time of year. We don't want to rely on him over and over. I think later in the second period, we got a little bit like that. We took some penalties and let's not put it all on him, but there's going to be stretches of games. I've said this, we're an imperfect team where we need him to be that guy, and he has been.
I mean, it's probably been the most fun I've ever had playing hockey. Just enjoying it, cherishing every day, and, just kind of taking it one day at a time. And, yeah, I'm just kind of living in the moment, and it's been fun. It's been awesome to be a part of this journey with this team.
Despite Hill allowing Vegas to stretch out its lead early, the game was not without its tense moments. Late in the second period, Florida's Matthew Tkachuk caught Jack Eichel with a severe but clean open ice check. Eichel went straight to the room while his teammates initiated a kerfuffle in Eichel's defense. Most of the second intermission was spent wondering if Eichel was okay. Would he return for the third? He did, and on his first shift of the third period, set up Jonathan Marchessault for a goal.
Joined on the left wing side as the Knights change players. Eichel to Marchessault, all alone, he scores! Welcome back, Jack. Marchessault makes it 5-1, 2 minutes into the third period. 12th of the playoffs for Marchessault.
Yeah, just get the puck on the right. Took a couple crossovers, kind of toe-picked a little bit, and, saw him at the last minute. He finishes a hard, what I saw was a clean check on me, and it's a physical game. You're going to get hit sometimes, so you just kind of move on, How
quickly did you know you were okay?
It was a physical, it was a big hit, but I came back in here, regrouped, and, I was fine.
Yeah, he's a strong guy. He's a warrior. Obviously, he's one of our guys that we lean on every night. So it was a great response from our group to get in there, and I thought he did a great job coming back.
He's unbelievable, right? It's not just with the puck, it's without the puck, the way it works everywhere on the ice. He's one of those guys that makes everybody look better, and he gets a massive hit there. Goes in the locker room, first shift back in the third period. He gets on the forecheck, on the body, wins his battle, finds me. That's the resiliency that we have in that locker room, and it starts with your top guys, and it just goes right through the lineup.
But he got up, he skated off. That's always step number one. He's not, on the ice and needing assistance. So he got hit hard. In between periods, I asked him, he's fine. And that's... it's easier to laugh about, not laugh, but it's okay to get hit in June. This is part of the journey. It hurts to win, and it's not supposed to be easy. So good for him. I think he saw some of it coming, but not enough to get out of the way. It was a clean hit. That's hockey. And we were very, very, I think, as a group, great to see him come back. Not only does it give us juice, but sometimes it can take away juice from the other team if they, see a guy come back. So it was good for the group.
Eichel's 2-point performance keeps him on top of the NHL's postseason scoring race, one ahead of Marchessault, who put up a 3-point game. Across the board, 7 Golden Knights enjoyed multi-point games, further cementing the impact of depth. All 4 forward units found the net in Game 2, continuing a theme that has been on display this entire postseason.
I think our depth has been a strength all year. That's how I'll answer it, and I think it's one of the reasons. It is the biggest reason we are still here, why we beat Winnipeg, Edmonton, Dallas, and why we're ahead against Florida. If that answers your question, I just feel that we have the best team from player 1 through 20. That's just how I feel. They might have some better players or a better penalty kill or power play or was brought up goaltender. Now we're starting to see that our guy's pretty good too. So I do believe it's been the big strength of our team. Whether it's overwhelming, and that's a strong word. I just think it's been really good for us.
Part of our game plan, we know we have depth. We know if we roll 4 lines and get good forecheck, we'll get rewarded. And topping that off, I think our discipline has been unbelievable. And you know what? They wanted to set the tone with being undisciplined like Game 1, and we set the tone back with scoring that first goal there. So I think it's all in our honor, and we've done a great job so far, but I mean, we're still pretty far from our goal here.
The series now slides to Sunrise, Florida for games 3 and 4. The teams reconvening on Thursday afternoon. Vegas hopes the offensive production follows them east, having scored 18 goals in their last 3 games, becoming only the 7th team to ever score 5 or more in the opening 2 games of the Stanley Cup Final. Rare company on that front, but they hope to be part of the majority when it comes to winning the first 2 games of the championship series. Those who have been in this position before have gone on to win the Stanley Cup 91% of the time. A quick shout out to a couple of players we didn't hear from after Game 2, but were influential in the result. Ivan Barbashev was a beast. His collision with Radko Gudas early in the first period knocked the Panthers' physical defenseman out of the game. And Michael Amadio was good the entire night, rewarded with his 4th goal of the postseason thanks to a nifty drop pass by William Karlsson.
Looking out towards the point, Mahora had it knocked loose. Karlsson off to the races. Karlsson behind the D, and he's centered, and they score! Amadio! 6 goals for the Knights. Karlsson to Amadio in transition.
The temperature has been high in this series. Now it gets a little humidity in Florida, trying to make the Panthers sweat. Vegas aims to start a 2nd straight series by winning the first 3 games. VGK Today returns from South Florida tomorrow. We will get to the latest insight and reaction to a record-setting run by the Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It has been a dream start to the Stanley Cup Final. One question does remain, however. Justin, any update on that tattoo? Inked up yet?
Well, you see, Daren, getting a tattoo is a big commitment, right? I'm still in the preliminary phases, trying to plan it out. Where does it go? How big is it? We're still in the opening phases here. We'll get that hammered down pretty soon. But I think having a good friend like you get into that chair first and get that tattoo so I could see what that experience is like. Now, that would be a great help for me in my journey to get the tattoo as well. So, we'll figure it out eventually. We'll get there. Just as Bruce Cassidy and the Golden Knights are saying they're taking things 1 game at a time, I'm taking things 1 step at a time when it comes to getting inked with that wonderful Vegas Golden Knights logo. Thank you, Daren, for hopping on today's episode and letting us listen in around the locker room to the reactions of the Golden Knights after Game 2, their 7-2 victory against the Florida Panthers. Game 3 set for Thursday from Sunrise, Florida. First road game of the series for the VGK. We'll see how they handle that task down in South Florida. Game will start at 5 o'clock Pacific time. And if you're sad, just like the rest of us at the VGK are going on the road, well, just know you can still watch the game with your fellow VGK fans because we have not just 1, but 2 watch parties around the city for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. First one going to be at Stadium Swim at Cirque Resort and Casino. Doors going to open at 2 o'clock Pacific time. Puck drop scheduled for 5, so got a lot of time to party out there at Stadium Swim before things get going. You're encouraged to arrive in your swimwear, take in some rays, and have a good time as the VGK look for their 3rd win of the series here in the Stanley Cup Final. That watch party will be 21 or older to attend, but if you wear VGK gear, free entry to the watch party at Circa's Stadium Swim. The second watch party comes at the Lawn at downtown Summerlin. Now, this one is a family-friendly one. Anyone welcome, including under the age of 21. We're going to have food trucks, drink stations, and a retail truck with VGK gear outside during the free event. So for this one, bring your blankets, bring your towels, sit down on the lawn at downtown Summerlin and enjoy Game 3 with everyone in the family. So again, 2 watch parties coming on Thursday, one at Circa's Stadium Swim, the other at the lawn at downtown Summerlin as the VGK are on the road for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. That'll do it for today's episode of VGK Today, but before we go, I'll remind you to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss a moment of the team's quest for the Stanley Cup right here on VGK Today. Tomorrow we're back as the Vegas Golden Knights prepare for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final from Florida against the Florida Panthers. Justin Russo signing off for episode 51 of VGK Today, presented by MGM Rewards.